We are back. Peanut Gallery, take it away.
Well, Kenny Omega is finally having a return match. Thank God. I think, well, here's, I want to talk about this because I think that Kenny Omega might be a saving grace for AEW. And why I'm saying that is because he would be a natural, baby face against Jon Moxley.
What I adore.
Like that would be something that I could get behind is Jon Moxley and Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega rehashing their...
Because that was really one of the first big rivalries.
That was a big rivalry. And that was back in 2019 when all of this shit was popular.
Exactly. I love that Kenny Omega's return match isn't with AEW.
No,
it's with New Japan. He's taking on Gabe Kidd. I don't hate that necessarily. That is going to be at Wrestle Kingdom.
No, Wrestle Dynasty.
Is it Dynasty?
Yeah, Wrestle Dynasty.
They're announcing more matches for that than they are actual Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, I think it's because I think they want to keep Wrestle Kingdom more of a Japan centric thing, and then Wrestle Dynasty more of a
cross promotional thing, I guess.
I mean, that's kind of what my leading theory is.
I see.
I think that they want to try and be Japan on the 4th, and then be cross promotional on.
I just hope that Kenny Omega comes back at 100%.
Right, me too.
His last return, he was not at 100%.
No,
he had to wear that stupid shirt because essentially he was still broken down, and they had to bring him back,
right?
Because they were in that much of a desperate situation,
right?
But when you have something with your intestines, and especially with your back, you have to rehab that entirely because. If Kenny Omega was around any longer, he probably would have been paralyzed. I think that he took his time with this. It seems like it. Yeah, it was a dangerous situation.
Yeah. So Chase U's broken up. Obviously, if you watched NXT, you'll know that Chase U's broken up. I don't know if I agree with that decision.
I liked it. I mean, Ridge Holland needed this win.
He did, but why did you have to break up one of the most popular tag teams in NXT?
I mean, I'll be honest. It kind of ran its course. They're
still extremely popular, though. It's kind of like the Street Profits. They're still very popular, but it's like, are they overrunning its course? I don't think Chase U overran its course, though.
They've won the tag team champions. I don't know what else they could do as a team. Maybe Andre Chase, but he's not NXT champion material,
right?
I actually said I think it would have been really cool to see Andre with a North American champion run.
Yeah.
But after that, I just don't know what else you could have done. They went through Andre Chase. I mean, they already sort of teased breaking up Chase U already when Andre Chase got into all that gambling crap.
Perhaps, but again, it's kind of weird that you would break up one of your more popular tag teams. And I really don't know the state of the NXT tag division, but
it's a fucking mess right now.
Why? Then why would you break up one of your most?
Well, Andre Chase wasn't even doing it. I mean, they weren't even within this weird tag team brawl because that's really what they've been doing over the last couple of weeks. All the NXT tag teams have been fighting each other in the back, interrupting matches.
Absolutely no sense.
Like I said, I watch it every week. I can understand why they pulled the trigger on breaking it up. Maybe they actually do want Andre to be more in a
singles role.
Singles, yeah. Instead of being held down by the Chase U stuff, maybe this is a way to get Andre Chase out of there. Maybe he's hurt.
I just don't see the logic in doing it when your tag team division is struggling at the moment.
I know. I understand where you're coming from, but that's sort of where it is.
That was just my opinion.
I guess.
Danhausen provided an update. Apparently, he is not happy with some of the pitches that Tony Khan has been.
Yeah, because Tony Khan is in control, and I'm sorry, Danhausen
does not have a very long life as a character.
No, and that's unfortunate because he should have been.
But he just is he was very popular back in the beginning and stuff, but it just kind of wears off too quickly.
Well, I think heel Danhausen would have been really interesting because that is where this character originally came from.
That is true.
He was a heel back in the indies, but he just has this weird, silly charisma. Hookhausen was really popular. Danhausen and Orange Cassidy were super over. I actually even wanted them to be the AEW Tag Team Champions. I think that would have been great. But I can understand his frustration with that. But at the same time, where would Danhausen fit in this mess?
He doesn't really fit in because it is already a clown show.
Yeah, just go to Ring of Honor or something.
Right.
You'll at least do something there.
That is true. So Will Ospreay, he's been in the company for a year. What is your assessment? I mean, he obviously he did not perform as well as we thought he should have.
He has been booked incredibly strong. I will at least give Tony Khan credit. He has been the most consistently strong booked person since he's been here.
Yeah,
I will give them that. The injury angles that he's had were weird. I noticed that he was wearing that tape stuff on his shoulders, so I do not know the how much of 100% he is. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I think Ospreay should be in main event. I think he should too. He's been mowing around international for way too long.
This is kind of like the situation with Kenny Omega. It's like you have a good person to be a babyface.
Kenny Omega's hurt though.
Right.
I at least
Will
can give him
Ospreay's
that.
not hurt, but Will Ospreay I think should have been in the main event scene. A long time ago, because he was world champion. No, he wasn't world champion in New Japan.
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he won world heavyweight champion. He won junior heavyweight and world champion.
Right. But he was in that position when he moved over to AEW. He was in a very strong main event position.
He was.
Sober.
He was. I think it... I mean, I don't know if it helped the international champion, to be honest with you. It's just there. I think Konosuke is having a better run personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do think that Will should have been basically in more main event because the signing was so major.
He would have been better than fucking Orange Cassidy.
They fucked up Kazuchika Okada. At least don't fuck up Will Ospreay because at least like I said, Ospreay's been consistently booked well so far. Unlike Okada, who has been booked terribly. He wasn't even on the fucking card this year.
Right.
And he's fine, to my knowledge.
I mean, yeah.
God.
So this is just a clown show. So QT Marshall and this whole thing with Big Boom and AJ. Now we're gonna
So Big Boom AJ is the same person.
Yes, okay.
Big Justice is his fat little kid.
Right. So I'm going to talk about the wrestling side of this. Obviously, we're going to talk about the match itself later on. We're actually going to
we're going to watch it.
We're watching the match later on. But I don't understand this build. Like I get that AEW is trying to appeal more mainstreamish. Like they're trying to.
It's literally the antithesis of what AEW is, though. That's the problem. This is what you did not like about WWE was the celebrity.
The celebrity.
He is a celebrity. Yeah. The Costco guys are popular in the zeitgeist of TikTok, even though they only have like 2 million followers. They've appeared in like Jimmy Fallon and shit.
They have. So what I like is that they have been reaching out more, and that AEW has been in more conversations outside of wrestling. Like, but not too. But the problem is there.
It's been all the wrong conversations.
It's been all the wrong conversations.
Didn't one of the executives of WBD actually publicly state that AEW is WWE light? I think somebody said something about that. I was about to talk about it on Drama, but I didn't.
I did hear about that. Not exactly sure.
QT Marshall, what are you doing? He was awesome in Mexico.
Right.
He was so freaking cool in Mexico.
But here's the thing is, I think that
at least QT's reliable. I mean, QT's a good worker.
He is.
He's one of the trainers.
But isn't he also like semi-retired at this point?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the extent of QT. He responds a lot on Twitter. I'm pretty sure he'll respond to this video.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
But we're not knocking him. I mean, at least I'm going to give them credit. At least this was on the pre-show.
Yes.
And you cannot compare AJ to Logan. You just can't.
And I know a lot of people are trying to do so, but there's just no comparison.
There's absolutely no comparison because even people who don't like Logan Paul said that he was a good wrestler, and he was a very good wrestler.
Yeah, he was.
He took it very seriously. Yeah. Costco guys and Chocolate Chunk Cookie is not taking it seriously.
Chocolate Chunk.
He has fucking cookies on his gear.
That's true. So, okay, more Ricochet stuff. He says that he wants to carry the company. He wants to be the world. He's never, even if he became world champion, he would not be a good world champion. I'm sorry.
Nope, absolutely not. Nothing about him is marketable outside of flippy wrestling.
Right.
That is.
I mean, he is the definition of flippy wrestling. He just flips. That's all he does.
Right. It's like he's athletic.
That's cool.
Goody gumdrops. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, what part of Ricochet looks, feels, acts? He doesn't even act like a main eventer. He acts like a whiny bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
If Cody Rhodes had the moans that this guy has had on social media, he would not be the world champion right now.
Absolutely not.
He would absolutely not be the world champion.
But he did say that he wants to like prove that he can carry the company. He's like, I don't think that you're going to carry this company.
You can barely you can barely carry your wife's bags, let alone a wrestling company.
Serious.
You're a reliable mid-carder. That's the extent.
I mean, that's the extent of his, because he's just short. He's short and, not big.
Well, the problem, I mean, we can say the same thing about Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio is marketable outside of wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is that Ricochet does not have the attitude nor the drive to be a main eventer. He doesn't have the mindset.
Right.
He is a soft little snowflake. That's all he is.
Okay, so let's talk about Tony Khan taking advice from the Costco guys. Speaking of the Costco guys. No, why? Like,
you have been the company for 5 years. Why are you taking marketing from once again, the Costco guys are popular.
Isn't your dad like an entrepreneur or something? Like, can you take some advice from your own fucking father?
Right? Doesn't he run a football franchise and a soccer franchise too?
Yeah.
Why are you taking
marketing advice from these two bozos? They just got popular on TikTok. If you know like the first thing about TikTok, it's algorithm. That's what it is.
Right. I mean, they're popular because people like to make fun of these weirdos.
Right.
That's the extent of it.
Right. It's not all positive stuff.
No, I don't see that. People just laugh at it.
Right.
Do you want people to laugh at your company? You don't have to. It's already a clown show.
It's already a clown show. But yeah, Ricky Starks is not happy.
I heard this promo. He laid into AEW like a prostitute. It was amazing. Also, was this at Mall of America?
Yes, I think it was.
Okay, so this was at GCW. I was thinking about getting the clip and showing it here. I didn't.
Right.
But I should have. Maybe we'll do it on the next drama. But he cut into Tony Khan and AEW and how he's been treated like a fish.
This man needs to go to NXT pronto.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much potential. He knows he made the wrong decision. Everybody knows he made the wrong decision.
Right. When is his contract up? Do we know that off the top of our head?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's probably up soon because since he's there cutting this sort of promo.
Maybe
he's already out the door.
Although he was backstage at Full Gear. I don't know what the extent of that was.
I'm surprised he was after this.
Right.
I would be pissed.
Becky Lynch is probably going to return on the January 4th episode of Raw. That is the working theory as of right now, and that is the debut of Raw on Netflix.
I think that's cool. Becky Lynch has been out for a minute.
Yep. People are like, well, maybe she wants to try another country. She's always going to come back to the WWE.
She ain't going anywhere.
No. She ain't going nowhere. And they probably want to do it sooner rather than later because Raw.
Yes.
Netflix.
Becky has to get the ring rust off. Luckily, they have a world-class performance center to do so. I think I'm hoping this was not rushed. I hope Becky had the opportunity to do what she needed to do.
To heal. And then,
heal, help, raise the daughter. Daughter? Yeah, daughter.
Yeah, daughter.
So I'm hoping that at the very least there might be some sort of maybe part-time work that she's going to do for now because Becky Lynch is special.
She might have that big match feel. Like
she might be special attraction like Cody is.
Yep.
So that's about that there. And then
Linda McMahon is the treasurer. No, not the treasurer. The education
secretary of education.
Yes. And also has been confirmed that she is separated from Vince.
Yes.
I mean, we've known this for a long time.
I think people's attitudes when Stephanie McMahon was congratulating her fucking mom on being part of another Trump cabinet was disgusting.
Yeah, that was stupid.
You people need to fucking relax. She is the head of the biggest super PAC for the Republicans. They give the most money to the Trump campaign
right,
or any Republican campaign.
And she's also the co-chair of the transition team.
Yeah, so this should not be a shock to fucking anybody.
Right.
You people need to relax.
Right.
And then also I saw some people calling her a rapist. Are you kidding? Well, nobody's taking that seriously.
Well, no, because she herself is not the rapist, but she's definitely covering, but so is Vince. They're both covering shit up. They're all covering shit up.
Well, the problem is that we don't know for sure how much she knew about it.
We don't know that because I don't think she was part of the company at that. Well, I mean, like part of like the company in terms of like, like Vince, who was always in the production truck sort of thing. Like Linda was, she was CEO. She was very much in Connecticut.
Yeah, she was the office.
Right.
Vince was the one that was on the road. And to my knowledge, a lot of what was going on was on the road.
Right. And not going on in Stanford.
Yes. Now, she was there with that one woman referee that accused Vince of doing the same thing. She did lead that investigation. She was publicly addressing the ring boy scandal on that part. But once again, that was on the road.
Yeah.
How much did Linda know? She can't have eyes and ears everywhere.
Well, that's what Vince was for.
Yeah, that's literally what Vince was for. He was on the road with that.
He was on the road. He was in the production truck. She may have participated sometimes in those production trucks, but she spent most of her time in the office.
Don't throw around those kinds of accusations unless you have absolutely rock solid proof that Linda had knowledge of what this was.
Yes. But again, at the end of the day, well deserved, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about the good and the bad of Full Gear.
Yay.